All right, people, what the hell is going on? I had a little static touch there. I reached for the goddamn screen and I didn't even have to touch the motherfucker. Shit. Fuck said I was ready. Anyway, doing a little bit different. I don't feel like going over there and sitting down and do all this shit. I'm just sitting the phone right in front of my little spot where I'm sitting all day. What I want to talk about today. It was two things. I probably still doing one or the other. I think right now, since it's more fresh on my mind, is this whole dating with a purpose. I'm so sick of hearing that shit. I really the fuck am. I'm so sick of hearing that. It's like you doing your do. You know, you go through profiles, blah blah blah, and it's like they all say the same shit. They all say the same shit, man. It's just like, oh, come, get the fuck out. What that? Y'all got some kind of book y'all reading? Y'all taking shit out the book and sticking it in there? Everybody's using the same phrasing for everything. But I might have heard that term a whole long ass time ago. But now it's on there everywhere. Like I said, I use a bunch of different dating apps. And dating with a purpose. Dating with a purpose. But it's bullshit. The same way women, everybody got their preconceptions. Just like me. Like me with this shit right here. This is my opinion on it. Everybody that use that term might be a little bit, the meaning, the definition might flex a little goddamn bit. But for the most part, you see that shit, just go on about your business. There's somebody that's gonna want a goddamn relationship right fuck then. And that's what everybody seems to want to be skipping out on okay, you need to know the motherfucker you trying to get in the goddamn relationship with. Shoot for to hop your ass. Call yourself being in a relationship with somebody. And then you gonna try to get to know the motherfucker. It's silly. It's fucking silly. I'm not one of those in that. I'm not in that party. I'm just not. I'm not in that party. I'm sorry. It ain't me. I like to get to know. If I want to be in a relationship with somebody, we gotta hang out, do what we do, whatever the fuck that is, until we get to a point where we comfortable with each other, and you want to be in a relationship with that person in particular. You know what I'm saying? Right? These folks, they want to be in a relationship, which is fine. By definition, it's fine. And I wouldn't mind a relationship, but I want to be in a relationship with somebody that wants to be in a relationship with fucking me. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that just want to be in a goddamn relationship. These people, and everybody's caught up on these fucking titles, man. The titles don't mean shit. All these folks want to be, earlier tonight, this chick was like, she read my profile, and I got in my profile what I just said. I'm not interested in a long-term relationship. I'm interested in meeting somebody that wants to be in a long-term relationship with me. There's a difference. I got this shit in my profile, at least most of them. And she, whoever the fuck it was, went over the profile and said, you don't seem like you a long-term relationship minded person. I don't think we're a match and all this other kind of shit. Yep. I'm not finna try to change your mind. I'm not finna explain and try to change your mind on that shit. If you read my profile, that's what you came up with, then okay. It's different. Like I said, there's a difference. You want to be in a long-term relationship. Fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in a long-term relationship with me. First of all, you don't know me. You skipped out on a whole conversation we could have had about whatever the fuck we end up talking about. Whatever we could end up talking about, whatever we could have learned about and from each other, you just skipped out on that because that was your interpretation. Oh well, you know, that's just how the fuck it is. You know, you can't match with everybody. It's just like now, I'm getting a lot of feedback now for whatever reason. I would go months without having shit. Now I'm getting replies and all kind of other shit. I think it's because I put those Vegas pictures up there. And I don't even look like the Vegas pictures no more. I took them in December. It's still January. Oh. Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of feedback and blah, 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 and all that shit. But it's going to come out. If, you know, because a lot of people start talking to you, they ain't reading the profiles. They looking at your pictures and shit, and then getting in your inbox and start asking you shit that they didn't, that's in your profile. They say, did you read the profile? There's a reason why I did that to somebody the other day, and the conversation just kind of quit. Asked me some shit that's in my profile. It's read the fucking profile. You know what I'm saying? Read the fucking profile. It's important. It's a lesson. I gotta learn to listen. Everybody else gotta learn. That shit is down there for a reason, and that goes beyond dating. That goes anything where there's information presented in front of you. You might want to check that out. You know, read it. It's important. Like a chick wouldn't read my profile. It was like, okay, you seem like you're not interested in a long-term relationship. But it depends on your definition, because I'm in several long-term relationships. You know what I'm saying? A friendship is a relationship. People that I met online and shit, been friends 10, 15 years. Those are relationships. Can't get much longer than that. You know what I'm saying? Long-term relationships. Now, when you start talking about marriage, and that's a whole different goddamn thing. I'm like, really? You know, you say I want to talk about a long-term relationship that may lead to marriage. You know what? You take that. I'll let you roll with that. You know, you go right ahead. I'm not a marriage guy. You know what I'm saying? I've said this several times. I don't see why I got to get the government involved in my relationship. I don't see why we got to. I don't want to get in a relationship where I got to sue a motherfucker to break up with. You know what I'm saying? I live in Texas. I don't want to get in a relationship because the breakups in these regular ass relationships and the breakups in marriages, they ain't no goddamn different. The reasons are no different. You split up for people for the same reasons, whether you just boyfriend and girlfriend or you married. Now that you married, now you got to go through some shit. You got to hire lawyers. You got to go to court. You know what I'm saying? Somebody for to lose out on something. You know what I'm saying? Unless neither one of y'all got shit. Why? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I don't trust people enough for that. You know, I really don't. You see how often people get divorced. It don't matter how long the marriage is. You know what I'm saying? People get divorced for whatever reason. And then you end up in some bullshit like I'm witnessing right now. You know what I'm saying? You end up in some bullshit that I'm witnessing right now. Just, nah, man. If we gonna be together, we can be together. You got your shit, I got my shit. I'm for you, you for me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, you know, if motherfucker want to walk, they can walk. I don't know. It's just the same thing. Somebody asked me today, do I like traveling? I was like, no, I don't like traveling. You know what I'm saying? You say, would you mind if your significant other travel? Like, yeah, I don't get no bound. I don't hold no bounds on nobody. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do. If we together and you want to go skirt around Africa, you know what? Take your ass and go skirt around Africa. Then I don't want to go. That's not some shit I want to do. I know a lot of people had these dreams of going across. You know what, man? I got the internet. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying I got the internet. I can just hop up and look at whatever the fuck I want to look at. I don't have to be there. I don't. I'm aware of its existence. I don't need to be there. Where did I want to go? China or some shit? I know somebody that went to China. Well, I know several people that went to China. It was just like early on during school. I had a friend of mine played basketball. He went to China. I think that was in high school for some basketball shit. That was pretty goddamn unique at the time. You know, you're still a teenager. One of your friends get to go off in China and do some basketball shit. It ain't like now. You know, in your 40s, everybody found the ways to get other places and shit like that. That shit don't interest me at all. It don't. I'm interested in other cultures. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need to be there. You know, I don't need to be there. And not to say that it won't happen, but if I did travel, I would have to be rich. Not just comfortable, I would have to be rich to where when I'm gone, I ain't got to worry about shit here. I damn near want to be, you know, if I'm traveling, I damn near got to be to the point where I leave out the house looking just like this. I grab my wallet and just walk out the house. I don't fucking pack no clothes. I don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? I just make sure my house is secured. I got somebody to watch the house or whatever the fuck I'm doing. And I just go. Whatever I need, I can just pick up along the fucking way. You know, so you can do that shit on the fucking spot. I ain't gotta worry about searching for deals, you know, 6 months in advance. No. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be gone for a fucking month or some shit like that. You know? If I was to travel, that's how I would do it. Because I don't like the travel part. The travel part is the fucked up part. Once you get where you gotta go, you know, depending on the experience itself, I was happy when I got to Vegas. I didn't have, you know, generally I have trouble on the flight. You know, my Dramamine ain't strong enough or whatever the fuck it is, you know. 3 hours on a plane, I'm like, yeah, I went to Vegas just fine. You know, the flight out there wasn't by shit. Now the trip itself, that's a whole goddamn story. Now, it's usually the opposite. Usually it's like, okay, me getting from point A to point B is the issue. You know, once I'm there, it's so, you know, whatever. That's usually the fucking issue. That's the deterrent. That's enough to keep me from going. And it's not like, you know, talking about cruise and shit like that. I have a friend of mine, every time you turn around, she on the goddamn cruise. If she ain't on the cruise, she planned the fucking one. You need to come on the cruise. I got car sick last week. What the fuck I'm going on somebody's cruise for? Like literally, I got car sick last week. I ain't got car sick, and I don't know how however many goddamn years where I actually threw up. You know, that was just last week or whatever the fuck it was. I'm like, shit, man. You gonna get me on the fucking boat out there? You know, it's a big boat. You really can't tell it's moving, but everybody that tell you that story also telling you stories about people hanging their ass over the goddamn side, throwing up all over the goddamn place. Well, apparently, it's a fucking issue. You can tell me that it ain't. The motherfuckers will tell you that, you know, it's a big boat. You can't tell if it's moving or not. You just out there. But also, they can tell you about motherfuckers throwing up all over the goddamn place, or leaning up against walls and shit. Nah. No, thank you. I have no. I thought about it one time, but I was like, I went and looked for some tickets. Once I figured out how they sold them tickets, I was like, well, I won't be going nowhere. I was like, yeah, I won't be going nowhere. Fuck that shit. But, you know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Can't go into that long ass explanation over some shit about traveling. You know, if we end up talking, you'll get it. But most times you don't even get that. you don't even get to the point where you actually talk to somebody, because you know most of the time you in the fucking inbox typing back and forth. Like I'm in the inbox with somebody now. Well, I can't even complain about the information. Usually, if you've watched any of my videos, you see I'm always talking about these dry ass conversations and blah blah blah, one word ass messages, and people replying to you without saying shit. You'll say some shit to them and they'll be like, oh, okay, oh, I understand. Or hit you back with an LOL or an emoji or some shit like that, won't say shit. Nah, it is the lengthy shit. It's an effort for me to read. I am low vision, I'm vision impaired, so that shit is a chore for me to read. But when somebody sends you a fucking paragraph, maybe several paragraphs, you know what? It is what it is. You got the information. You know what I'm saying? You get the information. This is what the motherfucker you asked for, motherfucker. You got it. You wanted some motherfucker that talk to you, motherfucker. Here we go. They talking. At the end of the day, y'all talking about different shit. I was like, well, I mean, this is it. This is it. But that whole thing, the dating with a purpose shit, that shit gets on my fucking nerves when I see it. You know, it irks me the same way that God-fearing irks me. I'm like, oh, here we go. And like I said, the God-fearing thing wasn't about the people itself. It was more about the term, you know. But this dating with a purpose shit is generally about the person, you know. What you expect? You know what I'm saying? What you expect? Because you put what you want and what you like and dislike. You put all that shit down there in your profile. And I generally tell people, don't put all that shit down. If I wanted to, I could just go read your profile and just, you know, just use that information to get whatever it is I think I want out of you. If I was that type of person, you know, you put your hopes and dreams down there. That's fuel for motherfuckers to go, okay, this is one. Let me see how far I can get with this. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Motherfucker know what to say, how to say it, all this other shit, blah blah blah. Date with a purpose. I don't think he get in there. Just sound like he want a relationship. Make it sound like he want a relationship with you. Don't be too goddamn eager with it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, make it sound like y'all on the same goddamn page, and boom, there you go. Next thing you know, y'all doing y'all thing, blah, 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 blah. They need the fuck out of there. You done turned it into somebody else to get ready, to get away from you. People do that shit. You know what I'm saying? People do that shit. It's like, no. I got information in my shit, but all the information I got in my shit is about me and the shit that you can't help but notice right on the fucking surface. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all the stuff I got is stuff that's pertinent to what you will see, what you will get at an initial meeting. You know what I'm saying? I let you know that I'm fucking blind and don't drive. All that shit is in my fucking profile. You know what I'm saying? Whether people tend to overlook that shit, that's on you. I put it the fuck in there. Relationship goals, that shit is bland as fuck. Cause you know what? I don't know what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking to you. You know? At the end of the day, you don't need to fucking know that. You know, we talking, trying to get to know each other. You gotta earn that information. Whether the outlook is platonic or romantic or whatever the fuck it's gonna be, well, I don't know. I'm not for to paint myself into a corner. You gotta leave it open. You gotta keep yourself in a position to be able to play your options. You know, what the fuck you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? This is available, this is available. No, you didn't talk some shit beforehand. Now you stuck over here. You know, you run across one of those date with a purpose people. You know, they tired of the whole dating game thing. That's understandable. I'm fucking 47. I done been in the longest, just as long as they have. I understand. But I'm like, man, you gotta play the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to test drive the car. You gotta be able to look in the box and make sure all your little pieces is in the box. Make sure ain't nothing missing, all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like one of like something that I don't do. Those same people are the ones that won't leave the drive-through until they go through the whole fucking bag. You know what I'm saying? Those are the same fucking people. They won't leave the drive-through until they go through the whole bag to make sure they order right. But you go online dealing with a whole person and skip over that whole digging through the bag part. And I know enough to know that, especially that shit-ass Burger King up there, my order wrong all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? My order wrong all the fucking time. I'm not putting my food back up in there so they can flick boogers and shit in my shit. Hell no. And that's the whole point. That is the whole point. When I see that, that's what goes through my mind. That sounds like somebody that they ready for a relationship, which is fine, but you not finna get a fair trial. you not finna get a fair trial. Everything they want has to be present up the fuck front. You know what I'm saying? Everything, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their rules and their playbook and all the other stuff. Then you got people that would make you consider bending some of your rules and changing some of your plays. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the person. You know, there's some give and take, you know what I'm saying? There's rarely a perfect fit. There's always some give and take there. There's a little gray area, a little jiggle, a little wiggle room. It's always, it's always that. You know, but you'll never know with them motherfuckers because your ass be out of there. You know what I'm saying? You be out of there. You barely done said hi or some shit like that. They ain't talked to you long enough to figure out, they gonna read whatever they read in your profile. They gonna jump to their little conclusions and then be like, just to be open and honest. Because like I said, I take whatever I can get these days. You know what I'm saying? That sounds weird when you say it, but yeah, the relationship between me and whoever, it just depends on how we click. You know, everybody want to mention hooking up and all this other shit. Hey, just hook it up. Well, I mean, that's fine, but how else you gonna know if y'all work together? You know what I'm saying? How else you gonna know if y'all bits and pieces or y'all mindset is in the same thing? Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm a freaky deaky motherfucker. Like, for real. You bring your old churchy missionary, that shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? That don't fly over here. I'm on some different shit. It's just how it is. You know? No matter how well we get the fuck along, if that part of the fucking shit ain't rolling, then it ain't it's gonna collapse. You know? It just is. If I ain't capable of what you want and you ain't capable of what I want, but you have to get to the point the way you get to find that shit out. You don't just go and then all of a sudden you just, okay, bloom and everything is, no. Don't work like that. You know, or unless you one of those people that's just gonna settle. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna settle. A lot of people act like acting like they not in the settle mode. You know, they want what they want. That's fine. But what's gonna happen once you done put all this time and effort into somebody, and one of those wheels ain't on, fall off? Like I said, I got this thing with the 4 wheels. What's gonna happen when one of those wheels fall off? You know? So, if it's not reconcilable, then, you back at square one. You back at square one. You talking about wasting time? You just done wasted a whole bunch of time. First thing people are like, you You can't get time back. Yeah, you're wasting time. The time going by regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's going by regardless. You can call it wasting or whatever, but you still in the process. You ain't figured shit out. You know, you try to expedite. The more you try to expedite the process, the more time you end up wasting. Because now you finna go through a whole process with somebody. That shit probably gonna fall apart, and you're gonna end up right back at square one. When you could have just talked to some motherfuckers and hung out for a while and blah, blah, blah. Take your time doing the shit. And you date more than one person at one fucking time. That don't mean you gotta go fucking every goddamn body. You know? But you do have to talk to several people at one time. I'm pretty sure most people know this by now. You have to get engaged, talk to several people at one time. You know, the little preliminary dating, whatever the fuck, because dating is a different term for everybody. So, but you go through that, take your time, and it'll play out. You know, motherfuckers gonna fall off. You know, you'll figure out along the way if that person, if you communicating and interacting with that person along the line, you're gonna learn more about that person, and you're gonna know, okay, this is somebody that they cool, but they got some shit going on that I can't really deal with, or we don't click on this and all this. You'll figure that shit out, but you gotta go along the way. You just do. You gotta go along the way. That's part of the fucking game. That's part of the game. And you gotta play the game. If you just gonna wait for a motherfucker to show up at your door, it's very unlikely to fucking happen. But you can do that if you want. Wait for a motherfucker to show up. Hey, I'm your knight in shining armor. But what you gonna do? You just gonna go with that because you don't know that motherfucker no more than you know anybody else. You gotta go through the process with him too. So, it's one thing to have your wants, but you gotta be able to operate in due process, man. You just do. And that dating with a purpose shit, you know, it puts a tag on you. Like I said, it's a red flag. It's like motherfuckers that give me their phone number right off the top. Motherfuckers probably don't understand why that's a red flag. That's a red flag out of history. Well, I'm just like, okay. When motherfuckers give me their phone number right off the goddamn top, it don't never go nowhere. It don't. That's just the fucking way it is. Now if somebody just gave me their phone number not too long ago, and I'm just like, and it's from somebody that I don't want. I just got a message from them or whatever the fuck, but it's not somebody I want to talk to. It's not. Not to be mean, because like I said, a lot of times my videos seem like they mean. It's just not attractive at all. You know what I'm saying? And it only got one picture, and that one picture is fuzzy, and that fuzzy picture, even if it was in focus with my blind ass, it's just not attractive. Not attractive at all. I talked to him. We hadn't talked, but I gave my number. She said she wanted to call, so I said, you call? Like I say, talk to everybody. You never know what the fuck you gonna get out of people. No, not everybody's on there trying to find some romantic love connection and shit like that. It's just not. You can't put that tag on everybody, because everybody's not. Folks on there, especially the older folks I run across on there, that might be in their upper 50s or some in their lower 60s and shit. You run across them, y'all be chatting, they just be like some everyday chat shit. They something to fucking do. You know, she want to talk, blah, okay, see what happens, see what she's talking about. Yeah, she out of my range anyway, so you know what I'm saying? She way up yonder, I'm way down here, so I'm like, I ain't worried about shit. Talking about meeting, I'm like, unless you coming the fuck over here, then it ain't shit for to jump off. Because I'm not going up nowhere. For the truth, I'm not going up nowhere. I'm pretty much house by house shit. I'll tell you that. But yeah, you get that tag put on you, and it's like, man, it's like, how do I even talk to this person? I talk to him like I usually talk to anybody, but it's just like, it's one of them people, you probably ain't finna get no fluid conversation out of them. You finna get that same boring ass interview because they searching. You know what I'm saying? If you run across somebody who's searching, which you're more likely to do on a dating app, but you run across somebody instead of somebody that just got a net out there and just just chilling. You know what I'm saying? They talk to people just hanging out. You run across people they searching, they looking for shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, the inbox with them is like being on fucking First 48 or some shit. Yeah, it's like being on the First 48. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. And that whole conversation is unpleasant. It's unpleasant because I don't like to be sitting there asked a series of questions. I don't like sitting there being asked a series of questions. And when you do that, when you start that question shit, you get, well, it depends on what the fuck you ask me. I am not a fucking open book. No, you get the answer. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not a direct answer, you won't get a direct answer. It's one of those things. It's just, motherfuckers, I am elusive as fuck. It is. Because everything ain't your business. There's some shit I keep to myself, and there's certain things I keep to myself just out of strategy wise. If that's something you want to know, you got to stick around and find out. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you that. That's something you got to find out on your own. I can't. I'm not one of those people that's going to sit there and use all them fancy ass words to describe myself and shit like that. No, that is my opinion about me, which does you no good. You know what I'm saying? Does you no good at all. What you need to know is what you think about me, and that has to come from you. If you want to know that, you got to put in the time to figure it out. If I'm not interested in you, you don't have to worry about wasting your goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? At least not a lot. I mean, you have to put in a little bit of time, to get to know somebody, but motherfuckers they want to put in time once they figured out if they gonna be in a relationship with you, and it ain't that much time. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that much goddamn time. Well, it's that much time, but in the time, in that window when you first initially met and all this other shit, and you hadn't even got out the fucking inbox yet. Yeah. And even then on the phone. Like I say, the last 3 people I talked to on the phone, I talked to them on the phone that one time. I ain't talked to them no more since. And none of those were bad conversations. They weren't. At least on my end it wasn't. It's just like regular ass back and forth ass shit. I'm trying to think. I remember 2. Did I have a third? I don't know. But yeah, that was, that's it. And they were the ones that had to get off the phone, whatever. One chick had to go to church because it was a fucking Sunday. I was watching football while we was on the phone. She was like, I got to go to church. And, blah, blah, blah. The other chick was on the phone. We was driving and talking. She got a phone call while we was driving, while she was talking. And she had, but I'm one of those people. If you say you're going to call me back, then I'm going to wait and see if you call me back. If you never call back, then you never fucking call back. I think that the first one, the older lady, was she older? You know what? She wasn't even older. She was actually a year younger than me, but she sounded like she in her 60s. Oh my goodness. Anyway, be like that sometimes. Good. And that was somebody that actually lived relatively close to me too. Just maybe 1-2 neighborhoods over around 610, somewhere up in there. She lived over there by where my grandma used to live. Like off of Wiley and Homestead, somewhere off of there. I was like, I know where, well, she said where she was. I was like, yeah, my grandfather used to live there. But I don't, like I say, those conversations didn't go nowhere. I didn't, and I didn't push it either. I think that I can say, I was going to say, that one actually called, I think she did call me back, but she called me because her number wasn't saved in my phone. Or was it? Like I say, this is a maybe, but if somebody called me sounding, it's one of them voices where it sounds exactly like, a person. It's not, real distinctive voice. And she was like, I'm calling back. I got a missed call from this number. And I was like, with me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't call nobody. If you got a missed call from this number. Now I do remember calling her because she called me, she texted me or called me. She had a missed call. I had a missed call from her when she called me and I called her back. Now if she looked at her phone and misread that as a missed call, that ain't my fault. But I do remember she had called. This was like a couple of days later. I heard somebody call me saying, because I know it damn well I ain't called nobody. I don't really call people in my phone. I don't call people. It's just, it is. I return a phone call, but I don't call people. But she, I think that was her. But after I was like, no, I didn't call anybody. She was like, okay, I'm glad everybody's got a phone. But when I went and looked back, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I start trying to remember. I be remembering shit from my phone and remembering shit from online and getting them mixed up. Because I kind of remember seeing her name, but I don't think I saved that number in my phone. Maybe I remember seeing the name was on the Apple. Whatever fucking app it was on. I don't even remember. BLK. That's what it was. It was BLK. It gets tiring. It gets your mind going though. It gets your mind going. Like I say, when you look at these profiles, you start seeing shit. You start seeing the same shit repetitively. Like I said, it's a lot of tropes. There's a bunch of cliches and all kind of other shit that you hear. And when you watch reviews of movies, movies and TV shows and shit, it's like the same shit over and over again. So like, come on, people, man, y'all gotta figure out something to say. I already talked about that, so tell me about yourself, shit. Yeah, really? You gonna say that? You gonna say exactly that? And the same thing when I see it in the profile, dating with a purpose. Really? What magazine y'all ripping that shit out of? Because it's all over the fucking place. Dating with a purpose. That ain't saying shit. I know what the fuck you mean, but I mean literally it ain't saying shit. Everybody has a purpose of why they on the fucking date now. Everybody has a purpose. If people ask what I'm looking for, I say, man, I'm just looking for somebody I can talk to on a regular basis. Everything else is gonna have to spawn from that. There ain't no use to going no further than that. Somebody I can talk to on a regular basis. That's the seed. You gotta plant that seed and let that seed do whatever the fuck you want to do. You got once that seed is planted, then you gotta water it, and you know generally how the process goes from that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna hop on that, but like I want a pecan tree. Well, shit, you gotta plant something first. You gotta plant something so the tree can grow. And then you gotta nurture the tree, make sure the tree is healthy, so then it can bear fruit. It's not a quick process. It's not a quick process. Motherfuckers, you get up into your 40s and all this other shit, and all of a sudden everybody, I ain't got time to waste. Motherfucking shit. Just because you getting older don't mean the game changed. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean the game changed. You gotta go through the process. You don't, like I say, the more you try to skip the shit, the more you end up wasting your time. Because now you back at square one, like I said earlier. Get the fuck, get your fucking the priorities like really in line, then you gotta micromanage that shit and be like, okay, this is what I need to do inside of this. Keep all this shit in order. You know what I'm saying? Just you gotta fucking deal with people. You can't just go around kind of trying to cherry pick shit. It's like you trying to cherry pick the fucking the cherries out of the bag or whatever. And once when you get the more you try to pick around shit, you end up picking up the mushy cherry anyway. You know what I'm saying? You end up just reaching there and, okay, all right, I can deal with this. Let's see what it's like. Instead of just going trying to pick the perfect goddamn, you spend more time looking for cherries than eating cherries. Like, goddamn it. Like right now, I got about 4 or 5 conversations going on all at one time. Ain't nobody talking about shit except for that one where we kind of having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think it's kind of obvious that we on like it's so different ends of this shit, but we just expressing our dating things. We not going back and forth at each other. We just, you know, we having like a conversation. At least now we are. Last time I did that with somebody, it don't always turn out right. You know, once you start talking about dating and all kind of, I think somebody asked me I don't know what the fuck she asked me, but I told her, you know, this whole thing is just a numbers game, man. You throw shit up against the wall to see if it stick. I ain't hear from her no more after that. When ain't the fucking truth, I'm pretty sure that chick, you know what I'm saying? I can't hardly remember, but I remember she was off of Hinge. A lot of attractive women on Hinge, and well, I'm going to assume that she was a nice looking woman because most people I run across on Hinge are. But yeah, I ain't the only motherfucker you talking to. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Your inbox full of motherfuckers. You talking to them. You seeing what they talking about. You doing the same fucking thing. You throwing shit up against the wall and seeing what the fuck stick. I'm one of the motherfuckers that didn't stick. You know, it don't matter how the fuck it's worded. It is what it is. It don't matter how it's worded. She was probably one of them dating with a purpose ass motherfuckers too. It just, whatever. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll be single for a while. I'm used to being single. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now, it's like I just wish I wasn't single so I didn't have to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I could be one of them motherfuckers. That's how I feel. I'm like, man, I wish I was single just so I wouldn't have to go through all this swiping and all this other shit and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, for that to happen, a whole lot of shit got to go right. You know what I'm saying? We got to match on this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Or else, I'm going to still be swiping this shit trying to find somebody to replace this motherfucker with because she ain't buy shit. So, yeah, it's how it is. It's just how the fuck it is. I can't think of nothing else though. I think I done covered everything else on that. I got another video I'll probably come up with in the next few days. And I probably have something pop up that's going this about diversity and shit like that. So something is gonna remind me of that. That is not gonna be off the that's not gonna be off the fucking off the brain no goddamn time soon, as long as I'm watching TV. I'm finna motherfucker, I need to go to sleep, man. My day start at 8:30. It started at 8:30. I don't know, it's probably going on 6 now. Probably after 6 now. Let me see, what time is it now? Come on now, shit. 5:54. So it's about to be 6 o'clock. And I'm gonna put something on and I'm gonna lay the fuck down. Whether I fall asleep or not is a totally different issue. Because I gotta kind of be alert before 8:30. You know, when the market open and shit like that. So I would cause it's some alerts and shit I gotta keep an eye on. So know my hours. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Where the goddamn button?